Jay-Z, back with you again for a Flashpoint Radio special edition on the presidential primary. They are in Florida right now. The last debate for the next month was last evening for the primary that is voted on Tuesday. The good people of Florida will pull the tally for one of three candidates, Newt Gingrich, Mitt Romney, or Rick Santorum. At least that's what the media would have you believe, is that there are only three Republican primary candidates. They will just ignore Ron Paul, and it is beginning again. This comes from the Atlantic Wire. The Ron Paul media blackout is back on. They cite a Pew Research Center poll that shows that less than 5% of all campaign stories on major news outlets were focused on Ron Paul, while at the same time his performance since January, his polling performance has increased from single digits to 12.7. So polls have him rising, and as he rises in the polls, his coverage in the media drops. Sounds about right. In January, right around Iowa, New Hampshire, when he got tied for first place in Iowa, received the same delegates, the same amount of delegates that Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney got. And when he got second in New Hampshire, Paul was getting some pretty decent press. He was seeing about 35% coverage of all the stories mentioned him or focused on him. And that was in the beginning of January, less than 3 weeks ago. And just last week, 5%, less than 5%. So that's a 30% drop. As Newt Gingrich's star has risen, we're focused so much on these people, and we don't even see the guy in the corner waving his hand going, "You remember me? I'm still here." He's still here, and he's still making waves, and he's still gaining support. But on the other issue, we've got Rick Santorum, the man who in 2002 presented an award to alleged child molester Jerry Sandusky. Look it up. Look it up. The same Rick Santorum that did that has decided he's going to leave Florida a little bit early. He's not going to stick around and watch the election results roll in. So if you're a supporter of Rick Santorum in Florida, you know how much he cares about you. He says, quote, "We can't let the grass grow. They've got to move on to places where they can use their money a little bit better." Speaking of money, while you're struggling and while the rest of America is struggling, Rick Santorum, who polls less than Ron Paul, who has no chance of winning anything, says, quote, "We've got plenty of money to hire staff. We got plenty of money to strategically deploy resources. We feel very, very good. Our cash situation is a cash plus situation." So he's got money rolling in. He's got plenty of dough to do whatever he can to play his role in the globalist elite's little play we have going on that is the Republican primary. He insisted yesterday that he has no plans to drop out of the race, which leads me to my first ever Flashpoint Radio prediction. Rick Santorum will drop out before, we'll say, Valentine's Day. If he gets past Valentine's Day, he'll get to the next round of primaries and then he's gone. But Rick Santorum, by stating he's not going to drop out, means he will drop out very soon, I think. After Florida, possibly next week. If he shows that poorly in Florida, it may turn into a three-man race with Ron Paul holding the winning portion of electorate that can beat Barack Obama. But without Ron Paul supporters, neither Newt Gingrich supporters or Mitt Romney supporters have the support to defeat Barack Obama. So I ultimately feel good about Ron Paul's chances. I think he holds the key. He's the one holding the reins of this horse. He gets to decide. He can give them the ultimatum on whether or not they want to allow him to actually step to the forefront and be the front runner that he is. So look for that. Next primary, Tuesday. watch it if you care. If not, it doesn't really matter, because we don't really elect our presidents anyway. They're chosen for us. But maybe we can make the exception in 2012 and put a real constitutionalist, a real honest man in office, namely Ron Paul. That's it for this quick special edition. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. God bless.